Hello and welcome to this episode of For Your Journey. We're continuing our series of Giving Is, and today we're going to be exploring the topic of how giving is secret. And it was a vision article a few visions ago, and we just wanted to dive into that and get a little bit more understanding of how giving can be secret.
Mm-hmm. I think, why don't you read the verse with Jesus' instruction right in the Sermon on the Mount?
Yeah, so this is from Mathew chapter 6. Verses 1 through 4 is kind of the main passage, but we'll just kind of summarize it here that take heed that you do not do your charitable deed before men to be seen by others. Otherwise you have no reward from your Father in heaven. Therefore, when you do a charitable deed, do not sound a trumpet before you as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may have glory from men. And then jumping to the end of the fourth verse here, he says, when you do a charitable deed, do not let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, that your charitable deed may be in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will himself reward you openly.
Jesus is really going at the motivation. What motivates you to give?
Mm-hmm.
Is it a public relations scheme? Are you trying to gain notoriety with all other people? Do you expect people now to think so highly of you because you're a giver of charity or whatsoever? And the Lord is trying to show that isn't giving in the sense of how I give or my Father gives.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and even now, more and more, it seems like there's competition for credit. There's competition for notoriety. There's competition for followers. And, everything is about potentially this element of fantasticalism, and everything's going to be bigger and bigger and bigger and trying to get more credit, more attention for it.
Yeah.
And not just in giving, but a Christian life doesn't really seek attention.
No. It really, we can see again from Jesus' teaching on the end of Matthew 25, when he talked about the two groups, and each one was doing things. They were giving something to drink when they were thirsty, food when they were hungry, clothed when they were naked. And you have the impression at the end of the story that the Lord is showing that it was just the nature of a certain group of people to do that. Mm-hmm. When they saw a need, they gave. Yeah. And it wasn't to talk about it or make a fuss about it. They just did what they needed to do in that moment. Mm-hmm. And that's the kind of giving Jesus was trying to teach, I believe.
Yeah. And that's a parable. It's not a real account. It's a story he was trying to share to provide an illustration. And another one that he very famously does is the Good Samaritan. And even the fact that these are parables may be interesting, that he himself is not drawing attention to any real people. He's not trying to provide anyone credit. He's trying to use these illustrations to show about credit. And even in the Good Samaritan, same thing. He's responding to a need that he sees, not trying to seek his own attention, trying to seek his own credit for it.
Exactly. He just did what he thought he should do. Mm-hmm. And in an interesting way is the parallel of that parable is the Good Samaritan really is Jesus Christ in a sense, that he does that. Mm-hmm. He helps, he heals, he provides, he cares for someone, and even cares for them into the future. That was sort of him, but he said that without saying it's me. Again, in a secret way, he's trying to show his teachings, his ways, in a humble way, and he's the Son of God. And so, of course, when we give, it should be in the same manner as he's taught, that we do that quietly, but just as a matter of course. That's our life to do it.
Mm-hmm. No, I think that's a nice summary of it. It's not for attention. It's not about us at all. It's just born out of love for God, for others, doing what we're supposed to be doing.
It's fulfilling the two commandments.
Yeah.
Love of God and love of each other.
Yeah. Okay, great. Well, thank you for that insight there, and thank you for joining us on this episode of For Your Journey. If you have any suggested questions or topics for future discussion, you can find us on Facebook or Twitter. And this has been For Your Journey.